Hi, everybody.
What's happening?
I finally got my husband to do an episode with me. Hopefully this makes it to release. Even if he thinks it's not going to, it will. Our cats are fighting, so that's a good introduction. So today, Bryan is going to be helping us out with sports betting. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Final Four. And I have a few questions for him as a beginner sports person. So, Bryan, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about your history, how much you like to gamble on your phone?
Either way, when we talk about helping you sports gamble, I could give you suggestions, but I definitely don't help nobody sports gambling because I need help sports gambling. So we'll start with that for one.
I definitely know when he loses.
Yeah, she definitely knows when I lose. And
I run the other way.
Unfortunately, it's more than I want it to be. So either way.
So let's start with an easy question. Yeah. Who is in the Final Four?
The Final Four this year, and anybody that knows me knows I'm not a huge college basketball fan until March Madness, and I think a lot of people are like that. You know, I'm sure there are diehard college basketball guys, but typically everybody I know, most of my buddies become fans in March, let's be honest. So either way, I'll try to do my best. I have followed it a lot this year because of gambling, let's be honest, and I have done pretty decent this year in this year's tournament, unlike the past, because most of the time I just kind of wing it and pick this and that and not do my research. And, you know, the older they get, the more time you have on your hands, the more research you do. So either way, this year's Final Four, we got Florida playing Auburn, okay? And then we have Duke playing Houston. 4 good teams, actually all 4 number 1 seeds. You would think that would happen all the time. You know, seeding means they get seeded in certain brackets, 1 through whatever it is, in certain brackets. Get back, Sammy. There's my cat again.
He's trying to jump on here. No.
So either way, they're all number 1 seeds, and I think that's the first time that's happened. I can't remember what year it is. I want to say 8. That seems like a long time, but I think that's what I read. So either way, it doesn't happen all the time. So we do got 4 number 1 seeds in the Final Four this year. So it should be a good one.
Yes. And tell them what chat. Oh, come on, Steve.
So I got to deal with 2 cats and Sarah. Welcome to my life.
We can't edit that out. Yeah, but cats, stay away. So earlier I was looking it up on ChatGPT and I was like, so to make my notes for this episode, and I was like, it's Florida versus Duke, it tells me, and Auburn versus Houston. It's not right.
That's not the case. Obviously, anybody that follows sports know it's not. So either way, it still should be a good one.
So do you have any bets in yet on that game?
I don't have any bets in yet because the line hasn't moved in days, and it might move slightly, maybe tomorrow, but I don't think, meaning the line moves. So if an over-under, say, starts at, I don't know, 156, if it gets betted a certain way, the line might move down to 153 or 156. That's the over-under. Same deal with the line. If the line is -7, it may move to -8.5. It may move down to -7, -6.5, vice versa. So I don't have any bets on it yet, but I will be putting bets in it probably tonight.
Most of our viewers are female. What does over-under even mean? We don't know what that means.
Over-under, let's say basketball, since we're talking about it, and they do it for basically all sports besides soccer. I think maybe don't, at least I don't bet a lot of soccer, but either way, that's the total. That means both teams, their total score, meaning if it's 75, 76, that's 151 points. That means the line, the bookies, the guys in Vegas, wherever you want to say, they set a number from computer algorithms, years of history, whatever. They're pretty accurate, believe me. That's the number that they set. Say it's 151 points. Let's just use that number. If you say it's going to go over that, that means both teams added together have to go over that 151. So that means if they added together 152, you win. If it goes to 150, that 1 point, you lost. And then depending on how you're betting, who you're betting with, if it's a push, meaning it adds the same exact 151, it's a push, and usually you get your money back. No one wins. You might lose your bid,
Stupidest
whatever.
thing. Waste of a whole bet, if you ask me.
If it's a push,
I'd rather lose. Maybe not lose.
No, but
So, who do you predict is going to go to the final?
to the final games,
Yeah. So basically, who's going to win?
I know what you're asking.
Okay.
It's tough. That's why I'm hesitating. I predicted months ago to a buddy who can contest this if he even listens. I doubt Brandon. I said Houston would win it all, but that was a while ago. I mean, not saying I called anything magical. They're a great team and they were playing good when I called it, but I'm not sticking with Houston. Unfortunately, I think Duke's going to win it all. Obviously, I'm not the only one that believes that. I've watched them a lot, especially in the tournament. They're great. Even though they, the one seeds have easy games, this and that, they're a complete team all the way around. There's no question about it. So in that game, I'm taking Duke. Now, the game I'm having trouble with is the Florida-Auburn game. Florida is the team I rather see win personally. Not a fan of them, anything like that. I just personally like the Gators a little more, their style, Clay, their grit. And one of their players is from a small town in Florida where my grandparents resided for 25 years, which I thought was always cool. And he is their best player. So that's kind of a little personal note on the Gators for me. And I've never been a big fan of the Auburn Tigers, so that's a tough one. I think it's going to be Auburn, but I might put my money taking some points with Florida in that game.
What site do you like betting on?
My go-to site for the last year or so was DraftKings, but recently I have been gambling on Bet360 and MGM.
Why?
Because DraftKings...
Tell the truth.
Well, me and DraftKings got a love-hate relationship, meaning I love to hate them and they love me. Let's put it that way. So there's been times where I've lost money and I get upset and I take it upon myself to restrict my account. And then I go to unrestrict it and they unrestrict it. I might restrict it again. Well, last time they put a restriction on me that I can't unrestrict it for a little while. So I kind of switched.
You have how many backup bet sites?
Well, there's plenty of them. So either way. But I do actually like Bet360. Is for hockey, if you're going to bet hockey. Anyways.
He even sucks me in. He's like, you have to do it. You get free $100.
Yeah, when you were
it's free money.
No, but I do not.
And then I trusted him to make all my bets.
Yeah, free money.
He has won me money before too, but you have lost me money too, though.
Not real.
So I have another question. What's a parlay and why does it sound like a pasta dish? What is a parlay?
A parlay is when you take multiple games or over-unders, or now with all these sites, they have prop bets where players can get certain amount of points, rebounds for basketball, yards for football. And either way, instead of just playing, say, the Tigers to win the game and winning X amount, which is going to be less, obviously, you pick say 2, 3, some guys go crazy, and them are usually the young guys that lose because they want to not spend a lot gambling, maybe $20 to win 800, but the chance of winning it is slim to none. So you have $10, $20 bets, which is $200. You lose them all, or you just bet one solid $200 bet and you win your $200.
Yeah. So like basically what you're saying.
Parlay is more games, better payout. So more
higher risk. Because you could win all your games but one. So for instance, tomorrow I could bet on all 4 teams in some way. Because you don't have to bet to win. You can bet for random things too.
Yeah, halftime scores, halftime spreads and stuff like that. So
that's
I've had 5 team game parlays where I've lost the whole parlay by a half a point. Literally a half a point.
So good answer. And remember, you're talking to all my ladies because Our system is
which
telling us we're a majority of
do
women.
not gamble. This is not why we're talking about this. I don't.
Unless it's your husband
Gamble
or boyfriend's money, then they can.
And this ain't a, what do they call it? PA or whatever.
Service announcement.
We're not getting in trouble, but I gamble in my means.
Okay, so what's the deal with spreads and money line? And talk us through it like we're kindergartners, because we want to learn to bet.
No, you don't. We just talked about that.
Well, if we're gonna do it anyway, we'd like to have some good input.
So either way, the spread is just like we were saying. Say the Tigers, like today, I bet on the Tigers. They were home opener today. They won. We didn't go.
Go Tigers!
But either way, they were minus 1.5. 1.5 means that team they're playing is basically already up 1.5 points. Basically 2 is 1.5. So going into that game, the Tigers in your eyes are down 1.5 before the game even starts. So that means the Tigers have to win by basically 2 or more to win the bet. So like today, I think the final was 7-4. They won by 3. So obviously I covered the spread by 1.5. So there you go. And then the money line is just a team winning straight up. So like if the Tigers are the favored to win, meaning they are the one minus the points because they're favored. If you pick them just to win, they don't have to cover the points. You can do that, but you're not going to win hardly anything usually if it's a large spread.
Yeah, like when you get on the app, you'll see minuses and pluses. If you select anything with pluses, it means you make more money because the odds are less of it happening.
Yes.
But you can get lucky. Like sometimes you can spend $1 and win 100 grand. Well, maybe not that much, but there's some ridiculous odds. Chances of you winning are almost impossible, but it can happen.
You can win, but
Sammy, get off our... Great. He shut the whole thing down. Our cats don't listen. They need behavior classes. I do have... So you were talking about what sport is easy money, because you talked to me the other day about that.
Nothing easy money, but there are bets that are easier than others. Sometimes, I guess you could say, because nothing's ever guaranteed, obviously. But one of the bets that can be pretty lucrative, and not all sites do it. That's the thing. If you're into it, you find out what sites have different stuff, and taking a hockey player to get a point. That means all he has to do is either assist it, score. So if there's 5 goals a game and 5 guys assisted it and 5 guys scored, that's a chance of 10 different guys to get points. So if you parlay a few guys to get points together and it works out, I've been doing well. I'm not saying it works out, but it works out at times compared to doing these crazy 9 parlays with guys scoring rebounds and assists in basketball and gotta get 25 points and parlaying all that together and praying for a miracle. Believe me, I've been there, done that, and unfortunately that's not the way to go in betting.
And on some sites you can even bet like $1. Can you bet under $1 on some?
And if you're just having fun, the 20-game parlays, 10-game parlays for a couple dollars is definitely fun. It's the 100% the way to go. But if you're doing it and you actually want to maybe make a couple dollars and not just lose money, you got to make smart bets. You don't want to
be smart.
It looks good when you got a $25 bet that says payout $1,000. Well, believe me, that chance of it paying out that $1,000 is, you're pretty much losing that $25. Not all the time. I've won them too.
I've shocked them before.
But I've lost many more big parlays than I've won, believe me.
Interesting. So, next question is, do you really bet on tennis?
Where'd you come up with that? But unfortunately, yes, sometimes I actually do bet on tennis, believe it or not.
You can bet on pickleball.
The only time I usually bet on tennis is if it's a major, like a Wimbledon, US Open, something like that. Or if it's a popular tennis player. And I don't even follow it, but I can't even pronounce the guy's name, and tennis people are be like, what's this guy's problems? But the guy that starts with a D, you know, he always wins. He's old now, but he still wins. If he's playing and the odds are good, I bet on him. And what I do bet in tennis is live play. When it's playing live, if a guy's up and the odds, I'll parlay them together. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
So
I don't bet on tennis very often.
Hockey, you are.
Hockey, I do bet.
Is there strategy to it? And can you bet like if there's going to be a fight or anything, or no? It has to be just all serious stuff.
Well, definitely not fighting.
I would have been betting.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
They
hardly fight anymore.
Chiefs, I would have bet if Taylor Swift was going to show up to the game. I bet there is a site you can bet that.
Well, they did a bunch of those
random bets
on Super Bowl. Remember?
Streaker.
With Taylor Swift and how many times they were going to show her and all that hoopla.
Yeah, and the streaker that got in trouble for streaking so he could win his bet.
That was...
Didn't that happen?
A few years ago, I think.
All right, what's next? Have you ever cried over a bet?
Oh, no.
That one day? No, just kidding.
Close. I had to think about it.
I think he really probably has.
No, I don't think I really... No.
Close.
Not cried? Through some stuff, maybe? Yeah.
Have you ever seen like a most ridiculous bet that actually paid out where you're like, how did they even get that?
Well, yeah. I mean, I've stuff online all the time, but you know, who even knows if it's real? But nothing that I could think of.
So, as far as your sports, what would you say a beginner has the best odds and information out there to have more success?
In what sport or
like,
what bet in general?
Generally, do you win more at football, basketball, hockey, or tennis?
I mean, I think it depends on how you bet it, really. Like it depends on how you bet it and how much you bet it. So it's hard to say. Like if I'm going to get crazy because I love this great game and bet $1,000, of course I'm going to win $1,000 or whatever the odds.
You better not bet 1,000.
No. But if I bet a different game and I'm betting it later and it hits, I mean, but I would say to me, the best way for a beginner to bet is money line, who you think's going to win. There's a way to move point spreads, even get help, but that's a good way to do it. Maybe not take the full spread. Like if a team's -7, maybe move them down to -4, you know, so you're not fully risking the whole spread, but you're not doing full money line.
Yeah. Well, now I want to get to something important. There's ways for people to get free money betting right now. Do you know? No, but if they're going to do it anyway, we're not condoning. But if you're going to go bet, is there some sites right now that are offering incentives? And can you give them a benefit by referring them? Is there like a referral?
No, I don't
system.
I think
if there is, remember I referred you. Not
either way, I think there's a way to refer, but I don't know how that works. Everybody I know already is either on them or did it to at least get the free money, but they all do it. But again,
name some of the things.
I mean,
some of the apps that they would have to download.
FanDuel, I'm sure DraftKings.
Yes,
Caesars, I like. Actually, I forgot about as a good one.
Is there a mini one that you use?
Bet365 has been one of my new favorites. That's kind of newer. At least it's newer.
It'll get incentives at most of these.
Mostly all of them. Yep.
Okay.
Most of them. Some are $10 for $150 bonus bets, and I've won some pretty good money off bonus bets. It's the same as betting money, just different ways of doing it.
And you don't have to spend it all, I think. You only have to win like something. You only have to spend so much and then you can take it out.
Free bets. But again, this is not condoning betting.
No, like say I go for
I just want to make sure that people understand that betting is, I do it for fun. I've been doing this since meeting bookies and alleys 25 years ago. Like, this is nothing new. I don't do it to make a living. This is just a hobby of mine. It's really strictly all it is.
Yeah. So I had a question, but I'm ADHD and
well, that's because I just want to make sure people know we're not trying to get them to bet.
How do you handle your losses besides locking yourself out of the app and taking it out on me?
Really anymore? I think I just haven't been really making I think I get mad more when I make dumb bets, and I know I'm making dumb bets,
But
and
you
I
do it
still
anyway.
make dumb bets and I lose them. I don't think I get mad over making a bet I think generally is a good bet and it loses because that's gambling. But when I know I'm making a dumb bet and I still do it anyways, it's my fault, and I get mad more at myself than I do the game, honestly.
Yeah. So, do you have anything else that's important about sports betting? If
No.
they're going to go on there their first time,
I mean,
is
it's
there...
like I said, it's a hobby. Don't do it if you can't afford it, and have fun with it, because you can have fun.
And
You can bet $10 and place $2 parlays all day long just to watch a game at B Dubs while you're eating.
And if you don't like sports, it does make it more fun to pay attention to them because you have money on the line. And then you learn more too because you want to know what's going on.
Yep. So either way, Duke Blue Devils going all the way back to the Vitavore. That's who I'm taking all the way.
Who's your favorite teams for all the sports? Let's just throw it out there.
Chicago,
Go
100%.
Bears.
That's hockey. I'm actually, believe it or not, I never cared for the Red Wings.
Go Walleye.
Well, go Walleye. I actually was a Pittsburgh Penguin fan as a kid. My buddy Roger Hernandez.
Just because
Roger Hernandez, shout out to Roger, is the reason why I started liking the Penguins. Don't love any hockey team, never was a big hockey fan, even though I love it when I watch it. I just never seem to consistently watch it for some reason. But I do like the Golden Knights too.
I like when
we
they
went
fight.
out to Vegas. Yes, and
When
they never
hit
fight
somebody. Actually,
Yeah.
we say that in our national anthem, which I think is kind of messed up.
at the Walleye game.
Yeah,
Hit
we do.
somebody
Like at the
in middle.
end.
Yeah, or like towards
Like, yeah,
the end.
like, what? I'm like, I don't say it, but I do hope it happens. Yeah, and we're both realtors too. So if anybody actually got to the end of this and you want to buy some investment houses, you want to sell a house, we love doing all of it.
Yep.
Apartments, leasing, all of it.
Oh, no.
Find us. You can find that information on our website too.
And if
Talking
anybody
Trash.
has any betting questions.
Yeah, this is Brian's debut.
Yeah.
I hope he gets me some views. If not, he's sleeping on the couch.
Often. I don't think this episode
But I know my video short, when we do it on sports, is going to get somewhere.
All
But
right.
yeah, so
Cool.
signing out.
That was fun.
Stop interrupting. You can find us. You can also see all our juicy clips on our Patreon. It costs money, but we're worth it.